All right, this video is long overdue. Somehow I'm gonna make it a short version. I'm not sure how to make a short version. But basically, this is a group that we've been looking at for probably 6 to 8 weeks. Long time to look at a group. Started off with 10 hogs, went to 15, and our hogs disappeared. Don't know where they went. Early one morning, we were responding across the road, across the gravel road from this trap, same farm, and actually ran into the group in a field. Not sure if we've posted that video yet or not, but I may clip it into this one where I put the go light on them and I go lighted them. Y'all ever been go lighted? Look at that big one right there. Hey fellas! Y'all ever been go lighted? Little babies. There they go. Hey, just so you know, you've officially been go lighted. What a story. We were responding to a single board, another trap. So we knew they crossed the road. At some point they came back to the original trap and they went all the way up to 24. And we're like, that's what I'm talking about. But a lot of social issues. And so with these social issues, you got to think about this. And for me and for the family, we don't really understand the thought process here is why in the hell would anybody make a hog trap smaller? We know from our past experience from 20, 25 years ago, the opening of the trap makes a huge difference. It really does. When we square trapped and had a little tiny opening, and then when we started doing corral trapping, long time ago before Jäger Pro, we still had a small opening. But when you put a bunch of hogs in a confined area, it's gonna break bad. Especially when you're trying to trap two groups. And that's what we were trying to do when we got up to 24. We realized that we had two groups. Literally tonight, I watched a group that we have transformed from a bait site to a trap. And every time they get into the trap, they fight. When it was just a wide open trees and a feeder, they were good. As soon as we get them in there, they start fighting. So size matters, not to be funny, not to make a joke, but really the size of a trap matters. If I had my choice and I was king for a day, every system we would run would be 18 pounds. That's it, not 12, 18. That's just the way I would do it. So in this case, they went from 24 and then they disappeared again. And now they're back and it's 17, 17, 17. Called the landowner today. We've worked for this guy since the beginning. Actually before the beginning, as official business. Personal friend of mine now, called him up and he said, yeah, I've been, every morning we send out emails to all the customers that we trap for, email, text messages, whatever it is, so notifications of like, all right, we got this, we got that, whatever. He said, hey, it looks like we're hitting 17. I said, we're locked on to 17. And I said, I'm ready. I think I want to drop. When we first started working for this man, he told me, he said, you don't tell me how to farm and I won't tell you how to trap. So, he said, you do what you want. And I said, I think it's time. I said, in fact, across the road, I got hogs on camera that I've never seen. I think it's the other part of the group. So if you're following the bouncing ball, it was 5 and 10, or 10 and 15. They disappeared, they came back, it was 24. They disappeared again, and now we're back down to like 17. So taught karate tonight, got home as soon as I could, tried to get in bed. The wife took over on cameras and then she came back in the bedroom and she said they're coming in. That's the peek behind the curtain that some of our Facebook followers wanted to see. This is how it works. She hands me the phone and she says they're coming in. So boom, I wake up after a couple hours sleep. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, count the numbers. Even added a third camera to this system. So we run 3 cameras on the system. Flip the switch, load it up, fix and head that way. Zeb's got to be at a customer's property really early in the morning. He's doing his own kind of little thing for this customer, and we're happy for Zeb. It's a good deal. Wyatt welded all day on a trailer, and he's got a baseball game with Jacksonville, Florida tomorrow, or today. So I'm running solo as far as my hands go, but I know I got a bunch of people rooting for me. And we're gonna buzz up there. It's about 15 miles from the house. Thermal in, 22, taking a trailer with a winch, you know, because I don't have 2 young strapping boys to drag hogs. And that's the story. So that's a long intro to a video. My apologies. But to kind of give you a background, you know, why would we take this long? Because we're trying to trap the group and not educate hogs. We don't get paid to trap hogs. I mean, we don't get paid to educate hogs. We get paid to trap hogs. And that's the name of the game for us. And so for our customers, they get it. They know why we're doing what we're doing. But this is long overdue. The bride and I were at a game on Sunday, and I'm like, hey man, we got to swing by this trap on the way home. Everything's on the way home for me. And, you know, I got 2 bags of corn in the back of her Jeep. And she's like, oh, okay, you forgot to mention that. You know, we've been having to funnel a lot of corn to them, but we're trying to lock down that number, and we think we got it tonight. It looked good. They were locked in, circled up good, flipped the switch, got some really good pictures of them all just at the gate, looking out the gate, all bug-eyed, you know, and that's what we want to see, just lined up like going, okay, it's a done deal now. As far as the other group, it is across the road. I'm pretty confident of that, and hopefully that system over there will handle that detail. And so enough lip flapping. Beautiful morning here in South Georgia. It is a little humid, but it's better than snow. So I'm fixing to hit the big red button if I could talk, because we got to go. And so here we go. Okay, so we are easing down a little gravel road here. We're not far from the property. It's about 1:30 in the morning. I tell you the time a lot so you guys really understand. We really are out here in the middle of the night. It's the way to do it. I mean, it's just more humane, and it's just the way to do it. We are going to be really heightened on our alert. We're going to be very alert. Because we know there's a second group. We really do know there's a second group. We just don't know if they're on that side of the gravel road or this side. We hoping they're on that side, because that's where they were at yesterday morning. So we're gonna ease in. Once we ease in, do our thermal, make sure everything's clean on the outside, we are not going to be shy on noise. We're not shy at all on noise. We wanna make noise. Not necessarily with the shooting of the hogs, but like once we get down in there, you know, hell, I'll probably put music on. I don't care. If that group is somewhere nearby, I don't want them anywhere near that trap. At least not while we're doing everything we're doing. And the last thing I want is for them hogs to walk up to that trap with that gate down. That's the last thing. Hold on, my camera mount just messed up. High-tech camera mount. You know, we do not want hogs walking up to a down gate, and that's why we say it's so important to respond quickly. This junk of leaving them in there all night and getting there at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock in the morning, I mean, that's just wrong. I'm sorry, it's wrong in so many different areas. A hog in South Georgia, there's no way they're gonna make it. You're like, well, who cares? You're going to put them down anyway. They don't need to suffer. As hot as it is down here, and I'd rather have this than snow, they can't handle that type of heat. They just can't. They're not wired for that. I mean, it's, you know, 1:30 in the morning, it's 80 degrees here. I don't know what the humidity is. It's probably 80-90% humidity right now. And as soon as that sun pops up, it's going to start blistering. So, anyway, so we're going to grab the thermal and grab the 22, and we got parked in a little pecan orchard and kind of eased back through a cotton field, and then dropped down off in some woods and make it happen. So I'll be glad to get this one over with. This group has been hanging over our heads like a dark cloud, and so hang on. One thing to add real quick before I forget. So we're going to sit here in the truck. We're going to go through all those outside camera pictures and just use the cameras to our advantage. And then I'll take my personal phone and I will isolate it to the gate camera, and it'll vibrate in my pocket. Now the problem is those hogs are working that gate real hard on the inside, so we will get notifications. But if they're not working the gate real hard and I get a vibration in my pocket, then I know that we've probably got something outside the gate, because that way I'm not playing with my phone. I'm working that rifle, working that thermal. The other thing is that when you drop these gates, try to go back and look at your pictures if you're really into trapping hogs. You look at their behavior. A lot of times where the hogs were at when the gate goes, when it activates, some hogs literally will not get back in that spot. They just like, no, that's where it went bad for me. And they'll stay away. And then some of them, it don't even phase them. I don't know the rhyme or reason of that, but we've seen that behavior. So you'll drop a gate and you'll be watching your camera, you're like, where'd my hogs go? They're in there, they just don't want nothing to do with that. This group has stayed on their feet and they're moving around a lot. They did go back up underneath the feeder where it broke bad for them, but they're not really hanging in there real tight. Not sure why. Most people are not going to care, but it is kind of interesting to observe each group's behavior and kind of get that. And a lot of times, like I said, we'll drop a gate and we'll literally be watching that, camera, and we're like, well, man, where did they go? Because the camera's really not going to see the whole entire trap. There's little pockets that we call blind corners. They're not really corners, we just call them blind corners, and they just don't want to be back up underneath there where it happened. And so for smartest creature in the world, man, you got to respect them. They're smart. So everything outside the gate is clean. Checked all those pictures, and we fixing to head out. All right, here we go. All right, we're about 50 yards from the trap. Haven't seen anything outside. Wind has hit me right in the back of my neck. So they winded me about 2 minutes ago. They're not real sure, but they know that it ain't good. So we're gonna go ahead and ground the thermal, ease up there with the 22. I'm pretty confident they're gonna get kind of goofy, because they're squirrely, boy. They just stayed on their feet. Hang on. All right, here we go. Right on top of the trap. Come up here to the gate side. All right, here we go. Hey, fellas. Been a while. We had one hog coming into this trap that had a very nasty wound. Back body. Hi guys, how you doing? Be interesting to see it. It may have died. I don't know what it was. Some kind of a wound. 3-leg on-time feeder. Mine texting camera. Hey guys. Ice camera behind me. It is not the oldest Pro gate, not the newest gate. And up there, in an oak limb, about a week ago, we mounted a live video camera. But actually had to take it down and put it on another job. She's pregnant. That one right there. All right, fellas. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put them down. Get you some pictures of that. You can see they're pretty. They're actually a lot calmer than I thought they would be. But when I was talking earlier about like blind corners, like between the camera and the feeder, that's kind of a blind. It's not a corner, but that's what we call a blind corner. They get up under. We call it get up underneath the feeder. You know, the live video has a really wide lens on it. The main reason we mounted the live video up there on that oak limb was we were having a lot of social issues on this exterior side here. Just kind of trying to see their behavior. Yeah, so there's our ice camera. And then you can literally see how they've just been, you know, pounding this down coming in here. And yeah, it's just been kind of crazy. There's a swamp down there, and you know, that's kind of where they hang out. The property that we're actually trying to protect is probably a quarter mile that direction, but this works really good to cut them off before they ever get to that property. And so yeah, there you go. It's a beautiful night, almost like a full moon, and just gonna be glad to get these guys down, get them out of here. And absolutely clean coming in, man. Love that. I don't know where that other group, I think they're across the road, and I hope that's where they stay for right now. And we're gonna go ahead and put them down, and we can actually bring the Tacoma down in here and do what we do. We are due for maintenance next week on this system, so we're gonna go ahead and knock it out tonight or this morning. So with that being said, y'all hang on, and we fixing to dirty the ground, I guess. All right. Oh, look at that. She got an ear missing. Hold on a second. Let me shut up. See that? She don't have an ear. So, we will talk about that missing ear. But yeah, we'll actually zoom in on that once we get her down. But you can see that, I mean, look at that ear on that side right there. That's pretty wild. There's a couple theories on that. One I know for sure. The other ones it could be just a theory. But yeah. All right, here we go. Okay, I thought I'd say something different than all right. Went down pretty smooth. What'll happen is you'll get like one hog that just has a lot of vocalization, and it just flips everything up. So one of them sows got pretty vocal, and it just spins them up, which only makes logical sense. But anyway, so 18 was the number. We knew we were at a hard 17, but when you're trying to count them, the barber I couldn't do this job without the barber. Just simply because I just call her up and I go, listen, tell me what I got. I think we're running 24 systems right now, almost over 60 cameras. I mean, I can look at them pretty quick and go, yeah, that's kind of the number. But then she can figure out, like, you know, like on this particular group, she said, you're going to have about 5 minutes before it breaks bad, because it always breaks bad in 5 minutes. And that's even with this group, not combining with this other group, you know, which we had a hard number of 24 here at one time. So I'm going to buzz you around, show you what we got. We will do some better footage, hang on, of the sow with no ear. And we'll kind of explain for you out there in TV land that aren't familiar with the no ear thing. Not 100% sure that's what the case is here, but most likely it is. Anyway, we're not big fans of that at all. But it goes against everything we believe in. So buzz you around, kind of show you what we got, and then I'm gonna buzz up and get to Tacoma, and we're gonna back up in here, and then we're gonna start laying them out, take our pictures, and keep on moving. 2:20, that's where we're at now, 2:20 a.m. I mean, this whole process all started, I think, about 11:30, when the wife walked back in the bedroom and said, hey, they're coming in. It took them a while to get comfortable before we flipped the switch, you know. And so anyway, just to kind of show you, it's down and dirty, but it's not quick down and dirty. So hang on. All right, so we're going to start over here by the gate, just that way we don't lose track. And so actually we'll start over here with this one here first. So what you got here is a little boar. You've got another little boar right here, so that's 2. You've got a sow, up and coming sow. You've got another up and coming sow. Okay. You've got another sow. You've got up and coming sow. You've got a little boar there. Another sow there. Little boar there. Had to zoom in. Another sow here. And another up and coming sow here. And another sow here, up and coming sow. Okay, another up and coming sow. Working our way around the trap. Another up and coming sow, another up and coming sow, another up and coming sow. And these 2 right here. Little boar and little boar. So what you're looking at is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So for my high school and college professors, teachers, they are impressed that I could count more than I got on one hand and my little toes. So if you're new to the channel, it's kind of hard to get used to saying that, but if you're new to the channel or you're new to our videos or whatever the hell they call it, why does it matter what sex they are? It does matter. When you start looking at these sows, okay, the experts will tell you that a sow can push out, 12 a litter, 3 litters a year. We don't very seldom see that. We really don't. You got to have a hell of a food source and to get a pretty big sow, and she can push out 12. Realistically, 5 to 7. That's what we're going to see. 5 to 7 a litter, 3 litters a year. Do the math. So this is how you end up with really big groups. Just a few months ago, we took out 36 out of here. For whatever reason this year, 2025, this property is getting hammered. We have another property, same problem. I can't tell you. The other property, I know we're over 100 hogs out of just one trap, and the trap hasn't moved. This trap is doing the same thing this year. It just will not quit. But we let these groups build and build and build because they bring their friends. They Google, they tweet, they go on Instagram. I don't know if these hogs are into TikTok. I'm not. But they go in there and, the one thing that we as trappers cannot do, the one thing that we cannot sell is we cannot sell that hog scent. Letting hogs come in a trap and be happy and eat and lay and do all that, as long as they're not massively destroying something, let them come on in, let them tell their friends, let them do Google reviews. And we're like, hey, we know this place over here and they got a great food source. So there you go. We're going to buzz up, get that Tacoma, like I said. We're going to back up in here. We're going to start dragging hogs. That's clearly not the fun part of the job. And this part here for me, I've said it in other videos, is not fun for me. It really isn't. It's the puzzle. It's trying to figure out what we got, trying to figure out how to get them in here, try to get them relaxed. And when you have socialization issues, with almost all hogs are socialization issues, we will actually take a pile of corn and put it over here because we know there's one hog that comes in that has trouble. He gets beat up, and then he can come over here and eat, and that, they're over there. That's why I don't understand, as I said in the earlier part of the video, why we want to make traps small, okay? The farmer I spoke to today literally said that to me. He said, well, I don't know why every trap you don't run don't just get bigger and bigger. He said, because when we raised hogs, best people to work for are people who actually raised hogs. He said, you put them in a small confined area, they're going to get stupid because they don't have any manners. And, that's probably why, cafeterias are great big, right? You don't want everybody jammed up in there. And he said, I don't understand, but again, it boils down to money. But if you add a couple extra panels per system, $400, $500, $600, what that damage will do in that field, to me, it's worth $400, $500, $600. And it is to most of the customers we work for. So 2:30 in the morning, time to start loading. We'll give you more footage. Hang on. Well, we got them loaded, or we got them lined up. Let's put it that way. We ain't got it loaded yet. We're gonna kind of give you a little video of them, and then we'll pull that one sow up with the ear missing. Kind of tell you what the deal is with that. Got the Go Light going. We are a dealer for Go Light. They do not pay us to talk about them or none of that junk. We got the Go Light shooting up here in this oak tree. It's kind of like asking for Batman to come help us. I don't know. But anyway, so we're gonna buzz you around real quick and able to back the trailer right up. I don't think these 3 sows, they're not that big. You know, they get pretty big, we'll just winch them. It's easier to winch them. And we've done videos on the winches we use and the synthetic lines and our whole thought process with that. If you ever wonder about any of that stuff, just call us. Try to help you there, because you really don't want to get out here dragging hogs and bust your butt. I've fallen on a bunch of trailers in the middle of the night, slick, and I mean, it's just a good way to get hurt. And if you get hurt, you can't work. Hang on. There's the Go Light. So we're not trying to be quiet out here. It is almost, I'm just about busting my butt now. A bunch of logs in here, but anyway, we got the Go Light going. Had some music going, but turned it down. Copyright issues and all that junk. All right, here we go. So got them all lined up, looking pretty good. Like I said, we'll get that one sow up on the trailer, kind of give you a little video there of what's going on with her. But it turned out really good, really happy. One thing, you know, if you guys are going to professionally trap hogs like we do, all of our trucks are fully marked. You know, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, parked down in some hole, you know, say some law enforcement officer goes by. You know, it helps people know us, they know our trucks. You know, we're not trying to be sneaky, and the last thing you want is for some poor deputy or trooper to, you know, not really know what's going on. They see the truck, we got a uniform, we're good to go. So anyway, a little food for thought there if you're out here working in the middle of the night. All right, so no flip flapping. Let's get them up on this trailer, and then we'll start talking about this sow. So we want everybody to be able to watch our videos, you know, up and coming hunters, young girls and boys. You know, we try to black out the blood. We try to keep it as easy as we can. We minimize the amount of violence, disturbing thoughts in your head, just stuff that kind of sticks with you. We want to dive into this slightly. So if you've got, you know, younger kids watching, you might want to click off and go somewhere, you know, just, I don't know, send them on a Twinkie break. Typically what we're going to see a lot of times with these hogs that have an ear removed, we've seen it, you know, where both ears are removed. We've trapped hogs that literally the ears have just been removed. Typically what that is that's done by a human. A lot of times they're trapped, but a lot of times more likely, from our understanding, not personal experience whatsoever, is, you know, the dogs, hog dogs as they call them, will catch the hog, that's what they normally grab, is the ear, kind of around the throat sometimes. And so if they remove an ear, it causes that dog to actually work harder. It's also a way to identify that the hog has been caught before. Really hard hog to trap. I mean, incredibly, because their disassociative memory of a human being, which is, most of hogs' thoughts about human beings are not good. It's vice versa, right? But the disassociative memory is, you know, the human scent. I mean, they're going to think about that. This one is very healed up. It's been a while. And we don't agree with it. Sorry. We just don't. You know, we want to trap hogs. We want to put them down humanely and move on. This is not helping the problem. But this is an old mentality that goes on for a long time. I can't wrap my head around it. I just can't. And this little tiny bit of the video, probably, like I said, for some people, not the people who follow us, who get, we're trying to do this as quickly and easy as we can. I don't think those people are going to be bothered by it. I mean, the idea of it, but we didn't do this. But this is the end result. Incredibly hard hog to trap. I've got a picture. I hope I can find it. Maybe I'll click it in this video of a solo boar that we trapped years ago. And I mean, it took me forever to trap that hog because he just it just makes them really, really trap shy. And not only that, incredibly hard to trap. Sometimes you can't trap them at all, but also it's just incredibly cruel. I mean, I don't like a hog, but I say it all the time. I don't want them to suffer. So let's dive in here. All this is going to be black and white. You're not going to be able to, you know, all the blood and stuff like that, because to be able to see that. So hang on. All right. So as you can see, I mean, literally, the ear is completely gone. You can tell that it's very healed. It's been a long time ago. The odds of a hog somehow, you know, cutting its ear, you know, like I said, we've seen them where you can see the knife marks where it's healed up. This could have been part of the issue with this group, is that she was just really, really paranoid. All three of these sows are pregnant. I mean, I'm not going to cut them open, but I can tell you by their bellies, all three of them are pregnant. And so that's what you typically see. Usually we see one ear, but occasionally we'll see both ears have been removed. Another thing that happens is the testicles will be removed off of boars, and they call them a bar. And you can Google that, and that makes for a really big male hog who is really pissed off at the world. Just causes them to get huge. Bars are really, really hard to trap and very destructive on traps once you trap them. So hopefully that kind of gives you an idea. So our intentions with showing that is not to, you know, trouble anybody or disturb anybody. It's just to kind of educate, really. I mean, that this is what's out there. And we don't want to be associated with that. That's not what we are. That's not what we do. And I mean, I would have some very choice words if I knew anybody personally that did that. I don't get it. But there's a bunch of stuff in this world that I don't get. So anyway, just bear with us on that. You know, we've never dived that deep into it, but we've seen it for years. And, you know, I hope one day it just stops. Whatever it is, it just quits. And so we're going to get back to work. We're going to go ahead and get them loaded up on the trailer here, do our trap maintenance. And we're looking at 3 o'clock now, so I need to shut up and keep moving, turn my music back on, and maybe Batman and Robin will come in here and help me load these puppies up. And my goal is to be in bed by 5 a.m., but I don't know if I'm going to make it. But I'm shooting for it, man. I'm putting a wiggle in it. So let's get back to our music, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, it's 4 a.m. We're getting ready to get off property. Bedtime by 5. I don't think I'm going to make it. It might be 5:30 time I drive home and get cleaned up. I got one shirt over here soaking. I need to change my pants too. A lot of people, even the experts, oh, you can't trap hogs in the summertime. Oh, you can trap them in the summertime. People just don't want to be out here 4 o'clock in the morning, 80 degrees, you know, sweating like Wyatt in church. And if you don't know who Wyatt is, then call us. You can do it. I mean, it just amazes me how many organizations, oh, you can't trap hogs in the summer. If you take a break, they're not taking a break. So that being said, we fixing to put it in the wind. Air conditioning, my daddy said air conditioning softens a man, and it does. So when we're working, we don't run AC, you know, to and from the trap. If it's a long drive, we'll turn the AC on, but if not, no, just, you know, let your body get used to it. And, you know, I stay in shape, I hydrate well. Fixing to drink one of my drinks here, and I mean, it is what it is, but you're still gonna sweat like Wyatt in church. But put me on a dry shirt for the ride home, and we fixing to buckle up and get down and dirty. So we might try to wrap up at the shop, but if not, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I really do hope that you know, we didn't trouble or, you know, disturb anybody with the whole ear thing, but y'all need to get educated. And for you that are new to all this, You know, it's just like every other career. Not everybody's the same. You know what I mean? We're all different, and some of us just got different ideas. And so we ain't a part of that junk. We just want to make it quick. All right, hang on. All right, I had to roll the windows up so I could wrap up this video. Before I left the property, I got a text from my bride. So I have a boss and a bride. If she texts me during the daytime, she's my boss. If she texts me during the nighttime, she's my bride. Or nighttime, early morning. Life 360 hadn't moved in a while. So there you are, you know, 3:45, 4 o'clock in the morning. She's shooting me a text. So she's being my bride. That's that peek behind the curtain that some of you want to see. That's kind of how it works. I passed the farmer's house that we worked for on this particular job we just did on the hogs we trapped. You know, and it's kind of cool. You go by his house. He's not up yet. He'll get up here in just a little bit. I know his schedule. And, you know, I'm doing the night shift and he's doing the day shift. That's what's kind of cool with a lot of our customers. It's a team effort. I got to honk at this one neighbor because they're awake. But, we fixing to pull in here to the house. I'm gonna do one more thing for the video, and then we're gonna kill it for tonight or today. When I come in, I pull up to the house instead of our business, and I get the baby out, and she comes out there and she's gonna sniff every square inch of the truck, trailer, everything. Man, she's a drug dog. She's not a drug dog. She's not a hog dog, but that's what she's doing. She knows what she's smelling. She's got to sniff all the hogs and everything that was on the trailer and sniff all the tires, and she's real cute like that. And then she helps me put everything away and get everything cleaned up. And then she goes inside and she crashes, and I guarantee you she hasn't been sleeping much since I left. So she'll sleep good today while I'm taking my nap too. So we'll wrap the video up with that. So hang on. All right, there she is. What you doing, baby? What do you smell? Oh yeah, there's a lot of smells. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. 4:30. I'm not gonna make 5. I'm gonna make 5:30. And anyway, hopefully you learned a few things, got some entertainment out of it. No Batman and Robin, but when my bride texted me, it was Wonder Woman. Y'all have a great day.